We're in the soon-to-be fascist America, and we're here to say hell no to Trump, to fascism, and to the whole damn system of capitalism, imperialism, which gave birth to this nightmare.
This country has fucked up the rest of the world and destroyed people's homelands and forced millions of people from the Congo to Latin America to flee their homelands and seek refuge in places like the U.S., and then they turn around and call them criminals and demonize immigrants.
We not cross the border crossed us. They stole Mexican territory. It's us territory. But Trump is crazy. Crazy motherfucker, though.
They're coming in from prisons. They're coming in from jails.
These aren't people. These are animals.
If you listen to Trump, why is healthcare messed up? Immigrants. Why is there debt? Because of immigrants. Why do the police kill black people? Because of immigrants. Fentanyl crisis. Why is that? Because of immigrants. Everything. They're the scapegoats. They're sort of the spearhead for a whole fascist onslaught against people who are already most vulnerable and oppressed.
Chat. Okay, guys, I swear, chat, yes, this isn't some loaded question, chat, dog whistle. I am being genuine, chat. I'm being genuine, but I'm honestly asking. I will look at replies. Okay, chat. I have to ask, why are people so adamant about fighting and defending and whatever for people that came in illegally? Why is this the hill to die on? I don't understand it.
I'm not sure.
I feel like, maybe this is just me, out of touch taken, people that have gone through a normal immigration process have nothing to worry about. I know a lot of Mexicans, friends, acquaintances in the United States. I don't think any of them are worried at all if they came in legally. So why is that a problem? I don't really understand the basis of any of these things.
Shut the fuck up and watch the fucking video.
People are able to ride a boat anywhere and do anything. Whatever you have your borders, yeah. Fake outrage. Okay. Elon is illegal? Yeah, but even if Elon was illegal, he would qualify for some work visa, like high skilled, whatever. That's what I'm on. I'm on O1. I'm not Mexican. I'm Canadian. And as far as immigration comes, I'm pretty sure there's like an agreement with like under and over United States, right? If you have like if you want to get a work visa and you are something of value, the United States recognizes as like something that they need, you can get a O1 visa, a B1 visa, or what, I don't know how it works, but right? That's what I'm on. I'm not scared of being deported. I'm legal. So what?
Pressed under this system.
This whole system is illegitimate and rotten.
Fascism, capitalism, imperialism.
The U.S. enacting coups all over the world, backing reactionary governments, environment.
I feel like this is like self-reporting almost. I feel like this is like self-reporting. It's like, dude, you guys are deporting illegals. We can't be doing that, guys. We cannot be doing this. Stop doing that. I feel like it's like it. No?
Environmental destruction, people being forced out of their country because their environment is no longer livable.
Donald Trump's mass deportations are underway.
Como estamos viendo, el primer convoy de mexicanos deportados están llegando a Ciudad Juárez.
Bien, hasta ahorita tengo salud, pero de mi familia no he sabido nada.
In the name of humanity, we refuse to accept a fascist America.
That's why we need revolution. We need a whole different system.
A revolution is when millions rise up and defeat, dismantle, disarm the violent forces of this system. Actually overthrowing this system, building a whole new society, and doing so without turning into the people you just overthrew.
Okay. I understand your point, okay? You're saying, is it okay to deport somebody who's been living here for 10 years and is paying tax or whatever? Dude, I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah, absolutely it's okay to deport them. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how much good you do after a crime. If you committed a crime, you're a criminal, and everybody would have to face the music for that crime. How is that a question mark? Guys, if I got hired at a bank, okay, because I falsified my record to say I went to Harvard with a fucking 9,000 GPA or some shit like that, okay, and I have 9 billion IQ, and I falsify my records and I get hired, and I become the head of the bank, okay, and I'm balling out. Like I say, okay, you broke the law and you did all that, but you didn't doing pretty good. You get a pass. Fuck all that. What? Fuck no. What? What a weird precedent to set. That doesn't make any sense.
What would be, I guess, the ideal society to you?
One, a world without borders, where people aren't considered illegal, and one where other people are actually considered as full human beings.
We're all illegals. If this fascist regime calls you illegals, we're all illegals. So that's why we're here, is to go right to where people live and where they're most scared.
Okay, cool.
All right, what's up, you guys? We're here in MacArthur Park area, Los Angeles, California.
Ningún ser humano.
Try to have empathy challenge, impossible. I have no empathy if you're a criminal. Sorry. It's a slippery slope that I don't partake in. I don't do it. If you want to do it, you do whatever you want. When you start justifying crimes for some, dude, the end justify the means or whatever, you open the door to a bunch of bullshit and you start enabling a bunch of people to do the wildest shit, and it's a problem. That's why videos, like, these guys robbed the Gucci store everywhere. Like, people are like, yeah, fuck Gucci, fuck, blah, blah, blah. Okay, you start to champion these ideologies, and then people start robbing everything, and soon enough, people are robbing you now, and now it's a problem? Well, I don't think it's a problem anymore because you said it was okay, so I think that's okay too, I guess.
Es ilegal! What can you tell me about MacArthur Park?
MacArthur Park is a neighborhood of mainly Central American, Mexican, immigrants, migrants that come here from all over the world.
People, the hard people, workers, they got fear right now.
You saying that they don't rob is incorrect. I believe you are robbing by default. If you're using federally funded, government-funded infrastructure, right? Yes, you're defrauding by default. I'm confused. Who do you think pays for the roads? Who do you think pays for everything? The government makes the whole fucking country what it is. If you are using these systems, and then you came in illegally, whatever, the taxes. Oh man. Jesus, really, dude. Oh man.
Because they don't know what's going on in the first or whatever. They're waiting for that thing, and they fear to lose the family and everything.
Yeah. This is why we wanted to come here to call on them to say, New Year, no fear.
A new year, no fear. Nuevo año sin miedo. Todos somos ilegales. Well, now's the time to stand up, not cowering in fear,
not hiding in the shadows like Trump is telling people to do, but coming out and refusing to accept a fascist America.
Immigration and customs enforcement operations reportedly underway in jurisdictions all across the nation.
For somebody not from LA, how would you explain what MacArthur Park symbolizes?
Yeah, MacArthur Park is like the absolute death of like urban Los Angeles.
Yeah, it looks like a scene from Tucker Carlson's Nightmares.
Yeah, it's drugs, gangs, homelessness. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Why do you deserve to be born in a country that has a higher quality of life over somebody who else was born in a low quality of life and they got unlucky? It's not fair. I understand 100%. It is unfair. There's a lot of unfairness in the world that you probably have to deal with on a daily basis, and I get that. But the things that you do after you were dealt an unfair hand is up to you. And if you decide that for you have to commit a crime to go forward, sure, but that comes with certain consequences and certain risks. And one of those might be if you immigrate illegally, as that, guys, the world is against me, I must do this. Well, there's a chance you're going to get deported, and there's a chance you're going to face the consequences. And when that happens, you can't be fucking up in arms being, this is unfair. You were dealt an unfair hand, and I get that. You made a bad choice, and now you get clapped. It's kind of part of the game. A lot of people in life are dealt a very unfair hand and very difficult, and they play it differently, and they make it out. I mean, I don't know, like,
Sure, there was hella dead bodies in the fucking lake.
A body was found in MacArthur Park Lake.
Unfortunately, nobody we talked to was surprised by the fact that there was a body found in the lake here.
Cousin, you are not going to MacArthur Park tonight. In fact, none of you are going to MacArthur Park tonight.
I mean, when I first found out about the location, I was tripping out. You know what I mean? People are out here like hustling, and they're all about capitalism, I feel like.
Yeah, it's almost like a hyper-capitalistic environment. It kind of reminds me of TJ.
Yeah.
Everybody's selling some shit where you got these fences rolled out with like everything under the sun. Hats, Jordans, toothpaste, t-shirts, fake IDs. We're almost in the epicenter of capitalism.
Yeah.
In a straightforward barter economy.
Straight up. It's like a one-stop shop for everything.
I think there's a lot of people who
Brother, how is the shit like this? They get punished for trying to make their lives better and improve. Yes, brother. If some guy is broke as shit in an impoverished area and spawned bad, his parents are on fucking crack, and they go to the local bank and they go to fucking rob the damn thing, okay? And they say, guys, I did it because I wanted my family to live better and be able to afford food. Yeah, if you gotten away with it, sure, but you play the fucking dumbass game, you play the dumbass price. Wait, how's that not the same? I'm confused. You cannot be justifying it. Whether you're justifying a crime. Why do we do this? Don't justify crimes. I think it's fucking stupid. I don't like it.
Find every kind of way they can to try to sell their goods on the street, and they face all kinds of harassment as well. But there's a hyper-consumerism and obsession that people have with getting more for yourself, because there's a very meaningless existence in this country of just get more for yourself, consume more, and it's also promoted in the culture.
Yeah, America's brain rotted. Everybody in chat is brain rotted. Okay, the brain rot spread too far. The libtard seed has been swallowed by everybody, and I think we're too far in to go back. Brother, I am so confused. Everybody's in chat actually arguing against me, like justifying criminal activity. I don't give a fuck if whatever is happening, there's a way to do things legally and the correct way, dude. Why are we justifying this like it's not a fucking crime? What is wrong with you? Why are we doing this? Why? I don't get it. Guys, it's the criminal behavior. Slavery was legal once. I understand it. It's fucking absolutely cooked that was a thing. It's deplorable that human developed that way to do these horrendous things. Okay? But in that framework, right? In that framework at the time, in their mindset, they're not doing a criminal activity. In that system, you're not. It's the criminal mindset. If you know, guys, it's illegal to smoke weed here. Okay, if I go in a state and I smoke weed, it's not that I'm just smoking weed. I know for a fact this is a crime. I'm not allowed to do this. I am doing this. It's the mindset. You are voluntarily and deliberately committing a criminal act. It makes you a criminal. If you know the border must be crossed legally, and I know this, if I cross the border without due process and without doing it correctly, I'm committing a crime. You know you're doing a criminal behavior. Is that too hard to understand? The minute you start justifying that, at that point you can justify anything. Huh?
Everywhere. It's why some of the more famous artists are kind of drawn to the Trump fascism, is because of that whole hustler, get mine, fuck everybody else shit is very in sync with this Trump MAGA fascism. So look, this is a system.
It might not be immoral or whatever you say justify it, but it's definitely illegal. And when you go to cry to public opinion, they might find that moral for you to do it, but when the fucking law knocks at your door, they might find it illegal, and then you might go to jail or be deported for such behavior. You understand? The law doesn't give a shit about fucking Joe Blow on the block's ideologies about what's moral or not.
System that is very unlike any other capitalist country that has ever existed. This country lives like a big, fat, bloated parasite off of the people of the world, okay? And making a revolution in this country in a new world would not only be good for people who are suffering now here, but it would be a big weight lifted off of the backs of people all over the world.
It's important to note that this march was organized by the New Revolutionary Communist Party, aka the Revcoms, a small political party founded in 1975 with numbers in the thousands.
My name is Annie Day. I'm with the Revcoms, the Revolutionary Communists, the Revcom Corps for the Emancipation of Humanity.
Their primary cause in organizing the rally was to protest deportations by ICE, something they see as an extension of capitalism itself.
We're actually concerned with the masses of oppressed people, the people who are hungry for a different kind of world, the decent people who, even if they don't suffer from oppression, want to see an end to it. And that's who has to get mobilized, and we think we're in a rare time where the actual...
Yo, stop comparing citizens doing crimes and being bad behavior on U.S. soil compared to fucking immigrants. You're the fucking guest, you bitch. Mother sucker. Hey, if you compare the behavior that I have at my own house to my friend's house, I'm on my fucking A game. If I go to my friend's house, my girlfriend's house, I meet her parents, I'm on a different behavior. Yo, I'm holding it the fuck down. I'm the fucking guest. I've asked to be there. I wasn't born there. I didn't teleport there. I ask and I want to be there. Therefore, I abide by their fucking rules, bitch ass dumbass. What's wrong with you guys?
Revolution. It's not just more urgent, but more possible.
Their operational plan
is... Of course, you're gonna be under more scrutiny when you come from outer places, because they can just say, fuck this shit. You're going back home. So, of course, I think I'd have to be on my A game. If that's something that clicks with you, you're a cuck. Swallow the load. The liberal, massive cum load. You have to swallow the whole thing.
Overthrow the U.S. government and do away with capitalism, while simultaneously granting sovereignty to all U.S. territories.
Puerto Rico, independent day one. Other countries that this country has dominated independent day one. We might have to form another nation within the borders of what had been the United States in order to give national sovereignty to oppressed peoples. Because, like, again, people have risen up repeatedly for liberation, even in Puerto Rico and everywhere. And they've had their heads cut off every time they lifted up, including directly by the U.S.
The Revcoms are devout followers of a man named Bob Avakian, a communist theorist who cut his teeth in the Bay Area during the 1960s, a time in which political mobilization among the youth was at an all-time high.
He came out of the 1960s. He was part of the upsurgence of that time, the revolutionary student movement against the Vietnam War. He was part of the free speech movement back in the day at Berkeley. He worked very closely with the Black Panther Party in their most revolutionary days. And like so many people of that generation, he became a revolutionary.
We will not fight racism. Yo, students need to keep doing what they do. Read the books, do the thing, okay? Students are fucking brain dead. I don't give a fuck. I'm saying this, okay? Yo, you're a student, brother. Read your book, do your thing, do your training, then go to the workplace. Okay? Stop acting like you fucking know about the whole world and how things work because you read it in the fucking book, okay? I don't give a shit. I don't care, okay? Bro, when you get out there, it's just different. There are more components you think that they are. Things are simplified. Some book, really, dude?
With racism, we refuse to stoop to the level of a racist to hate somebody because of the color of his skin.
During Avakian's heyday, communism seemed to be growing at an exponential rate, along with environmentalism, animal rights movements, farm workers unions, civil rights groups, and other activist organizations. But this would all quickly come to an end in the early 70s, when an FBI counterintelligence program infiltrated, disrupted, and discredited almost all of these organizations and their leaders, leading to diminished numbers and widespread disillusionment.
I know people who came out of the 19...
Okay. In a book, I'm sure you could write, chat, how to make a perfect society, guys, a utopia. I'm sure you could formulate with logic and mathematics and everything's a measure. You can make a perfect society, right? Easy. And then you go in and do it. Oh wait, it doesn't work out. Why not? The book said it would work though. I don't get it. This perfect utopian communism shit book. It's supposed to work, but it's not working. Why not? What's going on here?
The 60s.
There must be a
problem.
problem.
Gave up on revolution because they didn't see a way out, and who turned to to all kinds of, shooting up, smoking crack, because they didn't have any hope, not just because they were suffering, but because they lost the hope. And, a brother who came out of prison talked about how it wasn't until he found, like, Bob Avakian talking about how to revive the communist movement and save the project of emancipation, that he found, like, there's something to live for and not just to kill ourselves doping up with the enemy's poison.
Unlike so many others, he never gave up on revolution because the system didn't get better, and he's forged a new communism.
Bob Avakian apparently has a new constitution for a new communist reality.
It does lay out the basic principles and a lot of very concrete guidelines and institutional, procedures that could actually guide people on how to begin the day after seizing power, so to speak, and actually transforming society in a way that would be emancipating.
He's re-envisioned the project of human emancipation.
If you were to look at communism throughout history, what do you think are the most successful examples of communism in application?
One is the first revolution in the Soviet Union that lasted from about 1917 to the mid-50s. And the second is the revolution in China from 49 to 76. And both of those revolutions was the first time the slaves stood up and cast off the yoke of oppression and exploitation and were heroic. And in that process of actual building new societies, there were also errors.
The so-called Cultural Revolution would end up leaving millions dead.
Even, and Avakian points to even grievous errors.
Yeah.
And learning from that new stage, we actually can do different and much better the next time power is in the hands of the masses.
How do you reckon with the actions of some of these more authoritarian communist governments like Tiananmen Square or the Soviet gulags?
When you're talking about Tiananmen Square, that was actually after capitalism had been restored in China, after Mao Zedong died, and there was a capitalist restoration. And then in terms of the gulags, I'll say two things about that. One, communism is the most lied about and distorted experience in our society. And you look at the proponents of the people who most attack the Soviet gulags are the masters of mass incarceration in this country, literally a country that has locked up more people than any other country in the world.
Oh, it's not that it didn't work and it is a disaster. It's that we didn't talk about it properly. It wasn't done perfectly. There's a few components that just aren't really being talked about, and it wasn't documented properly. It's the analysis that's wrong. It's not the system or the
world.
In the 1800s, they had plantations and land to enslave people on. Now the factories and warehouses where they employed people throughout the 1900s are gone, and they're using people in even more vulnerable places like Vietnam and Indonesia, and so they have no.
Should look up, you white demon. Come on, bruh. Come on, bruh. Bro, if you hold my hand, we can live in utopia. Yeah. If you really believe in it, if you pray, I think we could probably live there. Yeah, buddy.
No use for millions and generations of black people and brown people they have all concentrated in these inner cities. So they have prisons and coffins.
That said, this is what I mean when I say grievous errors. There are actual serious experiences to look at about, why was dissent outlawed? What was wrong in the understanding of the people leading, of Stalin in particular? What was wrong in his understanding that led to the crushing of dissent, that led to thinking that if there was any dissent under socialism, it must be foreign influences and those people must be silenced and crushed.
So in total, around 1.3 million were either shot or imprisoned.
Even a lot of the failures and shortcomings of that revolution are a great lesson for people who want to get free. And look, there's, I don't know if there's a bad revolution in the sense of when people do rise up against oppressors, but the part of the problem is that those revolutions constantly get reversed. You talk to people in this neighborhood, I don't know how many you have, but there are people who come from places that they had their hearts lifted from revolutionary struggles where the revolutionaries then became the new gangsters that they were fleeing from.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not less inspiring that people rose up, but it's disheartening when people don't have a scientific understanding of why they keep running into the same problems over and over again.
Yeah, I think a lot of people inherit some of the ways they've been conditioned to, even post-revolution.
I'm sorry, could you say that one more time?
I think even post-revolution, a lot of people who have been oppressed and then gained power and self-determination inherit some of the leadership structures they've been taught. Like if you look at Haiti, or if you look at the Islamic Revolution in 1979, that became more oppressive than under the Shah.
Well, yeah, but it wasn't just that they inherited it too. There again, the Iranian Revolution. There was a lot of struggle over how to understand uniting with the Islamic forces that were part of the uprising against the Shah. And frankly, the U.S. was happy to see these Islamic forces come in and replace the secular revolutionary and the communist forces, many of whom were not only part of the revolution, but then were against the Shah. But then the Islamic forces jailed, executed many of them, put them. Today, you have the Islamic Republic. Once again, jailing people who rose up, for women after the hijab laws were used to execute this woman there.
22-year-old Mahsa Amini. She was detained.
Can I be explained why people always use examples of like less developed countries, other countries that have other problems, like Russia, Middle East, like examples to the United States? If you change the components, the formula changes completely. You can't just say, "Oh, look at this now look at us." I don't think it's a fair comparison. No, really. I didn't say that Ireland is less developed. What is it at? Some of the countries that were named in some of these examples were and are less developed.
By the morality police in Iran over an accusation that she violated the country's dress code by wearing her hijab or headscarf too loosely.
And so, like, there you go. There's another lesson. Heroic. Yeah. It's not less heroic that the Iranian people stood up against the Shah and drove out, the lackey of the U.S. Yeah. But then it's disheartening and discouraging to see new oppressors come in, take over, and take things in a horrible direction. Yeah. And if you're not, sorting that through scientifically, all you could conclude is there's no hope. Every time we fight back, every time we rise up, it does no good. Or all we can hope to do is replace the people on top with us so that we can fuck the people on the bottom now.
Yo, what is up, guys? As many of y'all know, one of our mission statements here at Channel 5 is leaning publication. Set your location. You can get 50% /Channel 5. And once you get there, sign up. The Revcoms, though interesting, aren't the only radical leftist group that I've spoken to in recent times who felt compelled to abandon the two-party political system entirely in favor of a direct action model. Around 3 weeks ago, after Luigi Mangione allegedly assassinated the CEO of United Healthcare, Brian Thompson, I attended a free Luigi rally in Washington Square Park in New York City.
It's difficult, okay, but I truly hold the belief, okay, that in order to change a system, you have to play the game with the rules and confines of the current system, infiltrate and make change from within. You can't just say, "Oh, things should be like this. I will act like this. Yeah, guys, I hope this works out." It's just not. It's not going to work.
I found dozens of young people voicing their support for Luigi's alleged message.
Health over wealth.
Can you tell us about your sign?
Yes. Government recognized terrorism. MLK, Nelson Mandela, Gandhi, Luigi Mangione.
Obviously what Luigi did was an act of violence. Not going to touch on that as much, but he
has lifted us out of the dust in the trivialness of...
Here's a good example. Technically, okay, hold on. I'm saying technically. Yes, he was born very rich because of his dad, whatever, right? But Trump technically would be a political outsider when it was growing up. Do we kind of agree with that or not? Do we kind of agree or not? Yes or no? It was pretty much an outsider of mainstream hardcore politics, right? And I don't think his dad was like in the government or some shit like that, right? A lot of people are born like him, right? I mean, a lot of Americans have the same set of rules and same thing that when he was born, right? And he did all that and got the president. What if some other guy were to do that, right? And in order to actually change something and do that whole wait, what? I'm confused. If you really cared about the system and you were to get on that grind, I mean, you could, like at least born with that or not. Yes or no? Yeah. Obama did pretty good in that way. No. At least a little bit at a time. Not Obama potato. That's a thing. That's a game thing. You guys are stupid. Yeah, Trump was born pretty rich. Yes, I mean, definitely. Like what?
Politics and legislation.
And I believe that this is being done to send a message.
Healthcare should not be for profit. That is the bare minimum.
Nigga in there for a body, but he doing the right thing.
Despite the sentiment of these young protesters, many of the Revcoms disagree entirely and believe that sporadic, non-coordinated acts of violence set the movement behind.
What do you think about the assassination of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson?
I think that has nothing to do with anything positive. The healthcare system is a mess. It's a for-profit industry, but revengist actions against individuals go counter to any kind of fundamental liberatory change.
The purpose and goal of revolution is not revenge. And if revenge becomes what motivates people, this will take the whole revolution off course and we'll end up back where we were before.
A revolution is a change in the system. It means you overthrow one system.
And you know that they will. You know, the people at the top, you know what they'll do, right? They'll take the one guy that's doing some dumb shit, and instead of zooming on the whole group, they'll zoom in on that one person and say, this is what you guys are, right? It's up to the group to police themselves and say, yeah, we don't agree with this shit. But they don't.
You don't make an enemy out of somebody who is not just for the sake of it because you don't agree with them. You have to actually end and change the system.
Okay.
You dismantle its economic mode of production. So instead of everything being done only if somebody can make a profit off of it and those who make it don't own anything but the ability to maybe come back and work the next day, you're taking all that wealth and saying we're going to use it for society as a collective and humanity as a collective.
No, it's deeper than corporations. It's actually a system of capitalism that's at the root of it. The reason these corporations act the way that they do is because there's a capitalist system that's driving them. It's not just corporate greed, it's a system. If they don't maximize their profit, if they don't exploit, if they don't plunder the environment, some other corporation will, some other country will.
Drill, baby, drill.
That's why we need revolution. We need a whole different system.
As I gazed into an array of Bob Avakian t-shirts, my memory was jogged, and I realized that that wasn't the first time I'd actually met Revcoms in the flesh. Throughout the 4-year process of filming our new movie, Dear Kelly, which is now streaming at www.dearkellyfilm.com, I actually attended a counter-protest in 2021 for something called a White Lives Matter rally in Huntington Beach, California, where some Revcoms had showed up to distribute leaflets. Here's a deleted scene from Dear Kelly, wherein I met Revcoms for the first time.
This cat right here, his name is Bob Avakian. He's the leader of the revolution. BA stands for Bob Avakian. Bob Avakian. Bob Avakian. Bob Avakian, leader of the revolution.
Nothing less.
Bob Avakian is the most radical revolutionary thinker of our time. This is someone who's, for decades, devoted their life to developing a science, a strategy, and a way out of this goddamn horrendous system.
This country is, it's a fucking sick, fucked up country, and its entire economic foundation is based on...
Why are you here? Why? You could go somewhere nice like China and live there in what you're looking for. I don't understand. Why don't you go and live in China? Why would you be here if it's so horrible?
Capitalism was restored after Mao Zedong's death.
Okay. In China?
Where else?
Yes. It's not about running. It's not about going to some place where we might feel comfortable. It's about doing what humanity needs most. That's the need that we're responding to. The emancipation of all humanity. And so we're actively organizing and recruiting people. Anyone who cares, anyone who's ever dreamt about a better world and wants to fight up against this system needs to get into this right here.
Despite their budding hopefulness about the impending communist revolution as expressed in...
Okay, guys, this is gonna be insane. Chat, these protests, whatever, right? What if the people at the top or the people that this affects or whatever just don't look at it? Like the tweet, like cyberbullying. Cyberbullying is not real. Turn off the monitor, right? I mean, does this cause any sort of pressure anywhere? Can't they just not look at it for a couple days and nothing happens? I don't like what is this achieving?
2021, the Revcoms today say their party hasn't really been able to grow in size since then. Much of this, they say, is because of liberal identity politics.
Woke identity politics, in terms of both people thinking that the goal is to get in on oppression or to own their oppression instead of uproot and end oppression. But then there is actual social oppression. There's the deep-seated white...
No, I don't think no, there's no violence or kill this or kill that. Dude, my ideology, and I know that, listen, don't misinterpret my words. I believe in infiltration. Okay, if you really want to cause change in a system, you must infiltrate and change it from the inside, right? But infiltration is the way to do it if you want to do shit like that. But I think that yelling on the streets doesn't really achieve much.
White supremacy in this country that's woven into the fabric of America since its founding.
White supremacy is real, racism is real, the oppression of women and...
Not a spy. Infiltrating means, guys, you're an outsider. You're somebody who has different thoughts, and you get into a system, right, with different thoughts, and then you change it on the way up. And I think that's possible.
Based on gender and sexual orientation, all of that is real. But what is really wrong with identity politics as a framework, as an outlook, as an ideology, is that it elevates somebody's identity as if that means they're telling the truth.
This is obviously such an issue for them because Bob is an 81-year-old white man, which places him at the bottom of the progressive identity hierarchy.
Oh, they don't want to hear about a revolution because the person leading it happens to be an old white guy. That shit is weak. All that means is that they care more about what a person looks like than they do about the person's ideas and about actually getting free. Or maybe they refuse to hear about communism or communist leaders.
In addition to stifling leftist mobilization, Revcoms also believe.
I think, chat, that hey, this is my idea. Hey, communists over there that want to win the whatever. Okay. You guys need to rebrand your shit, okay? I've seen it before. Some guys, their company sucks or they're bad, change names and then they start doing good. Just rebrand the whole fucking thing. Just call it, they give it a new name. Communism? No, give it a cool new buzz name and just rebrand the whole product. And then say, guys, we're doing something called, I don't know. Super civilianism, okay, and it's the right thing is to do that. What is that? I don't know what it is, but it sounds cool. I'm doing it too now. Okay, rebrand the whole thing.
That identity politics are emboldening the right wing, which is true.
Tokenistic, reactionary identity politics posturing, it is not the reason for white supremacy in this country. That's more systemic and rooted in the history and the ongoing functioning of capitalism. But it does reinforce it, that there is a reinforcing, vicious circle dynamic between woke lunacy, identity politics, and fascist outlook and reaction, and that they actually reinforce each other, and they share an epistemological framework. They share an outlook that...
Eight buzzwords, zero thought. 8 buzzwords and no... What the fuck? Bro, I don't even know what just happened.
Truth actually reinforce each other, and they share lunacy, identity politics, and fascist outlook and reaction, and that they actually reinforce each other, and they share an epistemological framework. They share an outlook that truth is relative, dependent on who says it. And as opposed to truth being objective. Like if the police come through to your protest and they start wailing on people, you can't say, oh, I'm being triggered, please stop. You can't say in a courtroom, oh, Your Honor, this is a white prosecutor, how dare he say something about my black client or my female client. It doesn't go. So it intimidates decent people, and it does jack shit against the system and the real oppressive forces.
It's almost over. Let's go.
Did she say that as like this something that should happen? Is that? Wait, hold on.
So it intimidates decent people, yelling on people. You can't say, oh, I'm being triggered, please stop. You can't say in a courtroom, oh, Your Honor, this is a white prosecutor, how dare he say something about my black client or my female client. It doesn't go. So it intimidates decent people, and it does jack shit against the system and the real oppressive forces.
Channel 5 live worldwide, Hollywood and Vine. Fuck the authority, Channel 5 News. Channel 55. We don't fuck with costers, and 5 is the best number.
I don't get it, but that's all good.
The EVGA. Honestly, I wish more energy was focused on deporting a specific level Canadian.
Oh, it's 6.
Am I right, chat? Get out.
Yo, bitch ass. Yo, my legal status is probably way more solid than yours, pal. Than fucking your. Hey, hey, check your taxes. Check your whatever. I'm chilling. I'm American. Chat, guys. I am the true embodiment of adapting into a new system, okay, and that it works. I was a broke Canadian basement dweller, and now, guys, look, I'm a nice American immigrator legally and Trump meter. I mean, it's a long road, but it's possible. Not that you want that.
Chill out, bro, before I deport you.
We're saying in terms of Americanism, meaning the president it's pretty American. No?
People want xQc deported until they realize the gambling streams will be back. I liked them to TBH.
People say no. I feel like listen, I'm making jokes about this, but I think you're kind of like anti-American. I think it's kind of sad that America lost its pride. Like, it's not a problem to be proud of where you're from. It's not a problem to say, yo, guys, like,
yo,
fuck yes.
Want you at the match.
Yeah, the problem is yeah, there's a lot of problems, and America has a lot of problems. But man, we kind of fuck as a nation. Like we've been through. Like, we're on that grind. We're out here. Like, it's kind of inspiring, but people are letting go of all these ideologies for just like some bullshit. I think that's just lip-tardism, straight up. Yeah, guys, I'm part of the team. Guys, I'm American, please. Fuck, give me the stamp, man. Guys, I'm part of you guys. It's we, right?